What we want to do today is defining conditions using the logical operators. An example of logical operators are and, or, not. So this one returns true if both component conditions are true. The or returns true if either component condition is true. Not returns true if condition is false. Are you with me? Assuming I have a bulb like this, so I have like this. So are you seeing it now? Okay. Okay. So this is AND gate. This is the AND operator. Can you see that? So if switch 1, this is switch 2. Now, if I close switch 1, this bulb will not come on. Do you understand? If I open switch 1 and I close switch 2, the bulb will not come on. For this bulb to come on, I need to close switch 1 and I also need to close switch 2. Do you understand? Yes. So this is AND gate. This is how AND gate works. I have to close both switches before I'll be able to get the bulb to come on. Now, let's look at the OR. Now, the OR is like this. Can you see that? This is OR. So, switch 1, switch 2. Either of them that I close, the bulb will come on. If I close switch 1, the bulb will come on. If I open switch 1 and I close switch 2, the bulb will come on. Do you understand? Yeah. So that is how the AND gate and the OR gate, that is how they work. So that is just what I wanted to demonstrate for you. So that when I'm writing the script, you will now be able to picture exactly what the computer system is doing. AND returns true if both component conditions are true. You understand? OR returns true if either of the component condition is true. Not returns true if condition is false. That means if condition is false, then the answer will be true. If condition is true, the answer will be false. It's just reversing it. That is what not does. Are you with me? Yes, sir. Okay. So that is what we have. Now let's see it practically, how it works. Select star from employees. When we run it, it will give us this. It will give us 107 rows. You can see 107 rows. That's what it's giving to us. Are you with me? Okay. Now, AND requires both component condition to be true. Select, for example, and now say select employee ID, comma, last name, comma, job ID. Right? I'm just picking the columns. Employee ID, last name, job ID. Then I told you you can write it down like this, from employees. I want to now bring in the where clause. So I am looking for, I want to bring out where salary is greater than 10,000 and job ID, like, look at this job ID. I have MK underscore man. Now I need to bring out anything that has to do with manager, that has this man, anything that has man. So initially, when we were writing, the first time that we were using the introducing the where clause, that one was just one component. But in this um, operator, this logic operator, we are requiring two components in the where clause. So I will say where salary, right, is greater than or equals to 10,000. Are you with me? And job ID. Now, I'm going to combine most of this when I'm using it. So in this query that I want to write now, I am going to say where job ID, like, I will use this like operator. Where job ID, like, so I'll put the wildcard search. So what I'm saying is, now I'll end. I am saying from employees where salary is greater than or equals to 10,000 and job ID, like, for example, that contains man. So this wildcard is saying something is here. This man is inside of a particular job ID name. So you look at all these job ID, you have add underscore asked, MK underscore man, MK underscore rep. So it's going to check for every employee where the job ID is like this man, meaning it contains this MAN. Do you understand? And in this query, this particular employee, Michael, will also be returned because the salary of Michael is greater than 10,000. Look at the salary. It's greater than 10,000. Okay, in this place, let me just add salary column. I'm going to add salary column. So the salary of this Michael is greater than 10,000. And Michael also has job ID as underscore man. So this query is also going to include Michael. Now, when I run it, it says an error was encountered performing the request operation. Last name dot. I encountered an error and it's telling me where the error is. Look at last name dot job ID. It's supposed to be comma, so I mistakenly put dot there. So when you read your error return, you cannot always tell where the problem is. Do you understand? Yeah. So I'm going to close this, then I'll come back here. This is it. So that is where the error was introduced. Now it should be comma. So when I run it, now you see, it brought out this. How many employees did they return? All rows fetch, 7. Now if you look at this now, it's showing you select employee ID. These are the employee IDs. Last name, these are the last name. Job ID, these are the job ID. Salary, these are the salary. But the condition is that it will go to employees table and pull out everybody. This is what it will do. This is employee table around this query. You pull out everybody, 107. Now, through the application, you have sent a message to the DBMS to help you fetch data from the database. What the DBMS will do, first and foremost, it will send the Oracle server to go to this employee table, fetch everything that is there. It will now bring it and keep it somewhere. It has a place where it will keep it. Then it will now start looking at your query, your request. Your request is saying that where salary is greater than or equals to 10,000 and job ID like man. What this means is this condition must be true. This condition must be true and this condition must be true before the output is returned. So before the bulb will come on, you know, the AND gate are two switches on the same line. So before the bulb can come on, you have to close the first switch, close the second switch. Both switches must be closed before the bulb can come on. So in this case now, this is one of the switch, which is the condition, must be true. Then this condition 2 must also be true before that row can be returned. So the return of the row is the switch coming on. So now let's check. So the first row will come like this one. Let's run this one again. If this first row comes, you will check this first row. What is it? First condition, salary is greater or equals to 10,000. You will check it. This salary is 24,000, right? So that condition is true. Now let's check the second condition. Job ID, like man. You now look at the job ID. You can see there is no man in this job ID. This job ID is add_press. So it's not going to return it. Do you understand? It will not return this one. It will check the second row. Salary is 17,000. That is greater than 10,000. Yes, that is true. But it will now check the job ID. When it checks the job ID, is add_VP. There is no man in it. It will not return it. The two conditions have to be true. So it will continue like that. Scroll down. Let's see the one. Now look at this person. PU_man. So this like tells you that is a wildcard search. What he's simply saying is that that job ID must contain man. Once the job ID contains man, it is true. So it checks the salary. Is the salary above 10,000? Yes. Now it will check the second condition. Is job ID like man, as in does it contain man? Yes. So it will return this row. So then will be returned. Now if I click on this and I run it, if you look at this, you will surely see then. Okay, let me add first name. Add employee ID, add first name, _name, right, comma. So let's run it again. Can you see? Then is also part of them. So PU man, SA man, that is sales man. It returns 7 rows. Now these are the rows returned. These are the only people that met these two conditions. Now, I have used the two capability of the select statement, which is what? Projection and selection. I use the projection to determine the number of columns that I return. Employee ID, first name, last name, job ID, salary. Then I use the selection capability to determine the number of rows that I return by introducing the where clause. Now, I also introduce a logical operator, which is the AND operator, telling me that I am looking for two conditions. The first condition is salary must be greater than 10,000. The second condition is that the job ID of this employee has to contain man, whether it says man, PU man, whatever man. Now we want to look at the OR gate. So I'm going to just change this operator from AND to OR. Did you see my screen? So I just changed the operator from AND to OR. Then I'm going to run it again. How many employees? 24 employees were returned. Now, what does this condition mean? I showed you that drawing. Okay, you look at this OR operator. Can you see? If you on the switch 1, the bulb is going to come on. So either of the two that is closed, the bulb will come on. That is the OR operator. We are having two conditions. What this is saying is that select from employees where salary is greater than or equals to 10,000, or job ID like man. Select rows. So it will look at, let's run this one. It will look at the first row. The first row is saying salary is greater than 10,000 for this person. 24,000. Salary is greater than 10,000. Then job ID, it will check the job ID. Does it contain man? No. But salary is greater than 10,000. It will return it. If I run this script, you will see that King will be part of them. Now, when I run this, see, Stephen King, right? Stephen King. When I run this script, Stephen King is part of them. You can see that the job ID does not contain man, but the salary is greater than 10,000. Why these people You see, PU, all this one contain man, but the salary here is less than 10,000, yet it was returned. So one of the condition was met. That row has to be returned. That is different between the and the or. The next one is the not operator. So I'm just going to remove all this. I will remove this, and then I will say where salary equals to 10,000. If I run this one, it's bringing 4 people. It's returning 4 people, meaning their salary equals to 10,000. These are the only people that have salary equals to 10,000. Now, when I put not here in front of this salary, what is it going to do? It's going to return people that it will not return these 4 people. How many employees do we have? We have, if I run this first query, we have 107 employees. Do you see that? Are you with me? We have 107 employees. When I ran the where salary equals to 10,000, it brought out only 4 people. Now, when I put the not in front of the salary, let me run it. It brought out all these people. How many are they? Let's scroll down and check. It brought out 103. So, not salary equals to 10,000 means it will go pick the employees, look for the people that the salary is equal to 10,000, then it will reverse it. Those people, it will not allow them pass. If your salary is equal to 10,000, this script is saying you cannot pass. Only those people that their salary is not equal to 10,000 are the ones that will pass. Do you see it now? So if the switch, if the switch is off, the bulb should be on. If the switch is on, the bulb should be off. So it's more or less like you take the switch in your house, you turn it upside down. You know, your house switch is you press it down, the bulb will come on. You press it up, the bulb will go off, right? Now, if you turn that switch upside down, it means that when you now press it to be on, that is when the switch will be off. When you now press it to be off, that is when the switch will be on. That is the meaning of not. We can use the not operator with equals to, not greater than. All this one, we can use not operator with them. Not between, not in, not like is null. We can use not operator with all these other ones. Where job ID. Did I pick? Okay, yes, I have job ID. Where job ID not in, right? Then I'll put this in bracket. I'll close the bracket, and then I will say, looking at these job IDs here, I have to put them in single quotes. I can pick this one, sh underscore Clark, comma, another single quote, ad underscore as. Then I can pick another one on that. I can say mk. I have to put in single quote, mk underscore rep. So what I'm saying is, then I end it. What I'm saying is, from employees, where job ID not in, so it's going to give me anybody that has this job ID will not pass, because this query, let me copy this and paste this here. Now, this query, select employee ID. If I remove this one, where job ID in, is going to bring out anybody that has this job, these 3 job IDs. If I run it, look, you can see that this one is AD as assistant, MK rep, SH clerk. So those are the only people it's going to bring, 22 employees. Now I'm going to put not in front of the in. So since we have 107 employees, it's not going to return any of these employees. These 22 employees will not be returned. So when I run this one, how many did you return? It's going to return only 85 employees. So it's reversing it. I can also use not with between. Not between. This one is, let me change this one to salary. Where salary not between 10,000 and 15,000. So it will start counting from 10,000, and it will also include 15,000. Anybody that their salary is not within this range of 10,000 to 15,000, those are the people that is going to return. While this one, I'm going to copy this. Let me copy this line. And I'm going to paste it here. Then I will remove this not. So this one will give me only the people that are earning salary between 10,000 and 15,000. So it will start counting from 10,000 to 15,000. Anybody that is earning salary within this range, that is what this one will return. See, it returns 16 employees. Can you see that? So not between will now return the other employees aside the 16 employees. So not between will return how many? Look at all the ones it returned. If I scroll down, how many employees? 91 employees. Are you with me? So if you add 91, to this 16, that is 107. So that is the function of the not, just reversing whatever it is that it returns.